Hi there, welcome back to the Carpenter shop. Glad you've joined me. I'm Jeff Dixon. We're taking a walk and looking around the Carpenter shop and discovering some things, some truth, some insights that are all part of growing stronger, bolder, bigger in our journey of faith. Just like Jesus, the time in the Carpenter shop was formative time for him. So I hope this is formative time for you as we share an idea, a thought, or maybe even two. Numbers chapter 32, verse 7, Old Testament. We go in today. It says, "Why will you discourage the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land?" This is a passage of scripture that is dealing with the spies that returned after they had looked in Canaan and were coming back to give a report to the people. You're familiar, I hope, with the Old Testament. 10 of the 12 spies came back fearful. They came back recognizing that the people over there were giants and they were merely grasshoppers in their sight. 2, Joshua and Caleb, they were very, very affirmative about the fact that the land was great. Sure, there were giants, but they could take them because the land was worth fighting for. But the 10 came back with a negative report, and that negative report was just as contagious as smallpox. And it rifled through the children of Israel to the point that they were fearful and they grew discouraged. Discouragement was one of Paul's concerns when he was persecuted. He was afraid that when he was thrown into prison, his imprisonment would discourage his other converts. And so writing to the church at Thessalonica, he said this, "We didn't want any of you to be discouraged by all these troubles. You knew we'd have to suffer because when we were with you, we told you this would happen." And here's the point he was making, and the one that I want to share with you. There are always going to be events out there that will be discouraging. There's always going to be situations that you face that at initial look are overwhelming. There's always going to be a giant out there that seems so big and so bad and so terrifying that you think you just can't beat it. There's always going to be moments when you're going to have trouble. But Jesus said, "Take heart, don't fear. I have overcome the world." He reminds us over and over again when we look at the passages of Scripture where it talks about facing trouble and facing hard times, you have to remember that the reason that they're there is because people faced hard times and they had trouble. And if they did then, and we're commanded to hold on to Him in the midst of it, why do you think we'd be given the command if we never were going to face tough situations? So, I would venture to say that any of you watching this, when you're watching it, you have a certain set of troubles that you can pack in a bag right now and you know they're there and they're real and you can take them out and you can look at them. And if you're not careful, you become so focused on them, they become overwhelming. Instead, focus on God and trust Him. And why can you do that? Because He's the one that reminded you that troubles were coming, and when they come, don't be discouraged. He knew they were coming. They haven't surprised Him. You keep following and you'll be okay. Disappointment is inevitable. But disappointment doesn't have to destroy your life. And so don't let it. And if you do, you'll find yourself walking bolder, walking stronger, and you'll have a much better journey of faith. And so I look forward to joining you for another trip inside the Carpenter shop next time.